iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Right here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Back in action with the Big Ten Super Series tonight for the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150. My name is Roger Muth up here in the Turn 3 studios. I'm joined by my co-host out of the upstate New York area, Al. Short Track Racing Action, back on a Sunday evening.
Definitely back on a Sunday evening, and nothing better than the 5/8 of a mile Nashville Fairground Speedways, where they have been racing since 1904, Roger. And this racetrack gonna see a lot of great side-by-side action here tonight. They got to make it through those first couple laps, a little bit Tetris here on sticker tires as we get ready to go. Qualifying just getting done and picking up the Ryco Motorsports E-Performance Pole Award. Well, that was none other than the 88 of Caden Tufts.
Yeah, Caden picks up the Ryco E-Performance Pole Award here tonight, as he picked up last week's feature win also. Let's take you down trackside now here tonight to get you prepared for your Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 with your starting lineup brought to us by RS Button Boxes. Starting on the front row, he drives car number 88 here tonight. This is going to be Caden Tufts. Making his return back to the Big Ten Super Series, driving car number 72. He is no longer your championship points leader. This is Ryan Coons rolling off from P number 2. Rolling off from P number 3, it's the Ryan Coons Motorsports number 110. This is RS Center. Starting in fourth, having his best qualifying effort of the year, driving car number 55. It's the Triple L Motorsports 55 of Jeremy Little. Starting back in position number 5, driving car number 9 here tonight out of the Midwest, this is Colin Murphy. Starting in the 6th position, driving the Bob's Pet and Pond entry number 31 of Brad Carpenter. Double J driving car number 12 for On the Edge Racing. That is Jared Jackson, will roll off 7th. Mario Ercolani is back here this week. He drives car number 41. He'll roll off from the 8th position. Making his debut, I believe it is, if my stat book is up to date, out of Canada, driving car number 1, this is Aiden Christensen. And rounding out the top 10, out of New York, this is Timothy Catalino.
Starting 11th in that 012 automobile, this is Justin Collison. Collison in car number 12. Outside of him, starting in the 12th spot, car number 45, that's starting right behind the other Catalano. This is Trevor Catalano out of New York. Starting in the 13th position here tonight, car number 60, that is Matt Zaccardo. Into his right pocket will be the number 90 of Ken Zeems. Starting 15th on the grid in the Smith & Walters Esports, car number 50, this is Tristan Newman. And shotgun on the field is the number 24 of Josh Cole. And Roger, looks like those two drivers failing to make the call here. So 14 drivers out there on the racetrack right now as we get ready to go with tonight's 150 lap main event.
Yeah, it's 150 laps here tonight, scheduled for the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 for the Big Ten Super Series, presented by RS Button Boxes. Are you in the market for a quality button box that won't break the bank but will keep you running out front when you head to the sim track? Well, look no further. Our friends over at RS Button Boxes has one that has all the dials, switches, and gadgets that you need. Head on over to Facebook.com and find them at RS Button Boxes. iRacing.com pace car lights are off. The Ford Mustang will head for cover down pit road. We are ready to drink a little moonshine here tonight as it is time to go racing in Nashville. 150 laps on the board, and here we go. Caden Tuss will lead us to turn 1.
Down to turn number 1, Coon going to swing to the outside on the outside momentum. He'll put the car halfway out in front. Contact off turn number 2. That'll give Ryan Kuhn your race lead. Tufts falls back to that number 2 position. Side by third spot here is Yellow Flag will come out. The 55 of Jeremy Little has gone around. Yellow Flag coming out here in the opening lap. And just as we had touched on, Roger, that opening lap can be a little bit treacherous here for these race cars.
Tire pressure's not quite up to snuff. Everybody battling for whatever positions they can gather here on the initial start tonight at Nashville. And now, we talked about it before we came live here, that turn 2 exit is going to be one of those ones that you're going to have to watch here tonight. Let's watch it back, because that's where Jeremy Little had some problems. Watch the car 55 to the outside, the green machine. You see him bobble. He went to correct it, and into the outside wall he went. He tried to keep it up there and then nosed it all the way down into turn number 3 is where he finally wound up pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah, tough break for the RS Button Boxes. Number 55 here tonight. Down on pit road, heavy right front damage on that automobile. We'll see if they can be able to fix it and get it back out here for racing action. But tough break for the 55 Little, who qualified in that 4th position. But finds himself early on in the pits here tonight. We'll see if he gets back out there and get back racing with these guys here in the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150. And Roger, I looked over there and your head was a little bit shinier. Did you make a trip over to the Karma Salon and Day Spa?
I really just did. They got me shaved up, pointed right, and man, now I feel about 31 years younger right now with how smooth the top of my head feels. But you want to talk about smooth and close, that points championship lead right now, Caden Tuss and Ryan Kuhn. Kuhn missing last week's race. He was at that point 7 for 7, but he did not go 8 for 8 because he was not in attendance. Real world racing came into play last week for Ryan Kuhn. That's why he missed that event. Caden Tuss went to victory lane, and Caden Tuss now has a slim 8-point lead coming into the night with just this race and one more to go.
Very tight race here, Roger, as you just alluded to there. But man, talk about the dominance of that 72 this season. Had missed last week, was running up at Oxford Plains in the real car. Comes back here tonight, sits on the outside of the front row. Caden Tuss picked up the win last week. He kept the momentum going. He was your pole sitter. But that momentum on the outside left the 72 go to the front.
Yeah, now we're actually going to go single file restart because we did not get one lap completed under the green flag. As we're back to racing here, it'll be 5 laps in the books, and Ryan Kuhn will lead us down into turn number 1 as we look on board here with our RS Button Boxes onboard camera, looking back off the roof lid here. Everybody single file and clean through turns 1 and 2 as they head down the back straightaway, now entering turn 3.
Everybody doing a good job. Brad Carpenter runs in that 4th spot. And as he's starting to feel the pressure from Murphy. Murphy took a peek to the inside in the turn number 1, had to tuck it back in there. But Murphy, in at number 9, he showed a lot of speed 1 week ago. Finds himself inside the top 5, holding off Jared Jackson. As Jared Jackson has just moved underneath Kalani to take away that 6th position as he looks to chase down your top 5 cars that are running nose to tail. So far, Kuhn has stretched it out over a half second over the number 88 of Tufts.
Battles all over the raceway, though, because Murphy is still trying to work to the inside here with that number 31 of Brad Carpenter as they work across the strike, getting closer and closer to 10 laps completed here tonight. It is a long race. A lot of drivers may think this is a short race. Well, it's short track, that's for sure. 150 laps at a half-mile speedway. Yeah, all right, so the mileage isn't there, but this is one of the longest tracks and the most laps that we will race all season long. And this time by, we're complete lap number 9, but Murphy still working to the inside of the Bob's Pet and Pa number 31. He would still like to take that position here. That would be the battle for the 4th spot. It's down into turn 3. They still continue to run side by side.
Murphy's got that nose out in front, poking it with a Chevy, and that is also bringing in Jared Jackson, and that number 12 car right there behind them is now Murphy trying to get the momentum on the inside, but now Carpenter reels them back in with that Bob's Pet Supplies number 31. Now Murphy will clear him, and now he's under fire by Jared Jackson. Jackson down to the inside. He'll try to take away that 5th spot away from Carpenter. Carpenter battles back down the backstretch. They'll make contact. Jared Jackson in the outside wall as Carpenter comes to a stop. Yellow flag coming out as Jared Jackson sits nosed in to the outside retaining wall in the turn number 3.
Yeah, that Toyota was battling with the Ford of Brad Carpenter as they worked out of turn number 2. So turn 2 will gather a pair of them. And no pun intended, turn 2 in the pair there, Al. I know you'll be looking for that one, but let's take a look back here as those 2 cars were tangled, battling for, at the time, just outside, they were battling for 5th. Down to the inside there. Oh, the 31 has a little bit of a bobble there, and he went to correct it. The 12 was just the wrong place, the wrong time, so Double J up into the outside wall. Does look like the Bob's Pet and Pot number 31. That Ford Fusion has a little bit of right nose damage, but I believe Jackson and his Toyota is still going to be looking pretty clean. So the body panels here tonight looks like, well, they brought the good ones. They knew there were going to be a little rubbing out there.
Yeah, Jackson's car not looking too bad for the wear here tonight after that slide up against the outside retaining Artco barrier. But he'll be able to pull back away, but he lost a lot of track position. Same with the 31 of Carpenter. Carpenter has been sent tail side for his involvement in that wreck there. So they will now pull on the pit road to get some of that damage fixed. Definitely heavy right side damage on Carpenter's automobile, Roger. And we talked about it. The way that you come out of the banking theater in these cars with so much horsepower, it's just easy to really light up the right rear tires. You really have to drive it with an egg underneath the pedal here as they are pitted on the front stretch here right in front of each other. So I'm pretty sure the crew's glancing at each other as now Jackson will pull away as Carpenter's automobile is starting to get that right front pulled back out. The crew doing a good job as the pace car world comes to turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Al, and you talk about, that dreaded how it dips there in turn number 2. Will that change as the tire wear here tonight gets on these Goodyear racing slicks?
I believe it will. I think as more laps get run and the more rubber and the more temperature that gets into these tires, it should allow for these cars to really grip out of there. But it's always one of those things. Since this track has came out here, was paved on the iRacing service, you have to really watch it. It gets really light in the rear end off that corner, and if you get in the throttle a little bit too early, it'll really get tight on you, and it'll push like a dump truck. I know that's really, dump trucks don't really push, I guess. Plow trucks push, whatever you want to say, Roger. But if they get really tight, if you get back in the throttle, so there's a really, a very, very thin line there of whether you're pushing it too hard or not.
Well, we're going to see which one of these drivers can push it a little bit harder. And here's a little silver lining for anybody that's tuning in here tonight. If you were a Jeremy Little fan, and Jeremy Little unfortunately getting wrapped up in the first caution flag of the evening off turn number 2, winding up down in turn number 3. Last time the Big Ten Super Series ran an event here at the Nashville Fairgrounds, Jeremy Little actually was the highest running driver that is in the field here tonight. See if he can get back out onto the speedway. Right now, Little is being shown multiple laps down, running in position number 14. Coming back into the restart zone, green flag is back up into the air. Ryan Kuhn is on the lap pedal, and he'll lead down into turn number 1.
Everybody's single filing it out. You got to go look back here to spot number 5 as Timmy Catalano has worked the outsider on Ercolani. He's bringing the 24 automobile. They're on the outside as well. I believe that might be Christensen in that 024, Roger. Looks like number 1 on our scoring pylon. But that 024 is Aiden Christensen as he works door-to-door down the backstretch in the turn number 3.
Yeah, to the inside, a little contact there, a little rubbing down in turn number 3 and 4. Ercolani will work the bottom side of the speedway. He will be able to take that position. That will bump Christensen back there. That is now going to be the battle. Here's another one of those newcomers into the series. That's the 012 of Justin Collinson. He is back here, as he is now going to pick up that spot, put Justin running P number 7. Aiden going to be running back into P number 8. They single file out that time as they come by the stripe. It'll be 20 laps completed here as we work lap number 21. Ryan Kuhn is still your race leader. He has led since the drop of the green flag. Caden Tuss was our pole sitter coming into the night, but that 88 has taken a back seat to car number 72. Side by side, a little bit farther back into the field. That is going to be the 41 of Ercolani getting passed up.
Yeah, the 012, Collison able to work underneath them. He'll now slide into that 6th spot. One driver on the move since the green flag came back out. That's the number 12 of Jared Jackson. He'll slice it underneath the 60 of Zaccardo. That time off turn number 4. Putting lap number 22 into the books, working lap 23. Let's see. Jared Jackson showed some speed 1 week ago at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. He finds himself in the 9th position. Brad Carpenter also involved in that last wreck. He currently runs in the 12th position as he works to the backside at an unsponsored number 90 of Ken Zeens.
Yeah, Carpenter had a really quick Bob's Pet and Pond Ford Fusion in our practice session, our 1-hour practice session we had here for practice and long run speed, or if we were going to go out and do some qualifying speed. I don't know if they had a qualifying setup in that number 31, but Carpenter really showed some really fast pace in practice, and it did transfer over into qualifying as he was able to start inside the top 10. Right now, though, having to go tail of the field and work his way back through. He has currently only worked his way up one position since the drop of the green flag came back out, and that's only because, well, it looks like the handling on the 45 of Trevor Catalano back here in car number 45. He is a little bit loose right now, and you can tell the 45 car has been into the outside wall at least one time here tonight, as the right front fender of that Ford Fusion is crinkled and the tire is sticking out. Little cooling to that tire.
A little bit of a cooling there. One driver that isn't cooling down, that's the 012 of Collison. He just moved around to number 56 of Timmy Catalano. And now we got a bid for your second spot. RS Center working to the inside. He'll take that away from Caden Tufts. So now your top 2 cars are out of the Ryan Kuth Motorsports stable. Tufts going to take a bid back to the inside. Can't quite get the power down. He will now contact down the backstretch. The center had kissed the outside wall. 3 cars underneath the blanket. This is the battle for second. 1.3 seconds behind Ryan Kuhn.
And don't sleep on the number 9. Colin Murphy is also right there as we go on board with our Johnson Chassis Incorporated onboard camera, watching the battle for the second position between the 2 youngsters. RS Center to the outside right now, the Ryan Kuhn's Motorsports number 110 machine, while the 88, the driver out of Canada. Oh, contact! Around, gonna go RS Center.
Center will go around. He'll kick the outside wall. Timmy Catalano's going to kiss the right rear quarter panel of that 110 is now. Center will get there as contact between himself and Caden Tufts entering turn number 1. And we are slowed for the 3rd time here tonight.
So that's not off turn number 2. This is the first caution flag of the evening, not down there. That has something to do with turn number 2 as RS Center went off the front right bumper of car 88 of Caden Tufts. That's going to be rough because now Caden's going to have to, well, we're waiting for the race control. there might have been some contact initiated. We know that actually did happen. So let's just take a quick look back here and dissect what just happened between these two drivers. As you see, the 88 to the inside as they came off turn number 4. A little bit of a slide for Caden, and he did have a little bit. And then around goes the Ryan Coons Motorsport RS center-driven machine. And let's see, he backs it into the outside retaining wall. And, well, I don't know, maybe they have the tough body on that 110 car here tonight.
Yeah, it definitely hit the rear end pretty square. They're going to have to see if that hurt the performance of that automobile, but it doesn't look like it's wrinkled up here at all. But we'll take and see as he's coming down pit road in that 110 to the 110 down on pit road. Going to get the damage fixed on this one. Caden Tufts as well. Down, looks like he has been sent to the tail of the field after his involvement with that wreck. So that is a tough break for that driver as he is coming to a stop down here, turns 3 and 4 to let the drivers pass. Looks like he might be wanting to come down pit road, Roger.
Yeah, maybe he'll just come down pit road and then maybe see if there's any damage, clear any of the fenders if needed, and then he'll tag the rear of the field here. So Caden Tuss, the youngster out of Halifax, Canada, he will tag the back of the pack, and we might have a show watching him come back up through. Jeremy Little, though, an update on him. He is still sitting down on pit road. Caden Tuss also down on pit road, and Aiden Christensen also joining him on pit road. Aiden will come back out with car number 1, so he'll tag the back of the field. There you see him. For all the race fans tuning in here tonight, following along on our scoring, Aiden Christensen is being scored tonight on the pylon here as car number 1, but he is driving car 024, so anybody that gets confused here tonight, we apologize for that technical difficulties. We'll see if we can get that all squared away for next week's season finale that's coming up. And man, you talk about the season finale, and you talk about, well, now that Caden Tuss has to go to the back and Ryan Kuhn is out front, the points championship just flipped.
There's a big swings here tonight headed into the season finale, but this one is not over with yet. So we'll have to take and see how this one will get all ironed out here, Roger. We know, well, anything can happen. That's why we race all these laps here, as we are just past. They're closing in on the 1/3 mark of tonight's 150-lap event, sponsored by Karma Salon and Day Spa. We want to thank them for everything they do for the Big Ten Super Series and allows us to come down here and have fun. It sounds like someone may have just expired an engine.
Well, that's not good. We'll wait to see if anybody is going to take claim to that expiring motor, if they have to pull to the safety of pit road, because the iRacing.com pace car lights are off once again. We're getting ready to go back racing here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. It's the 72 of Ryan Coons and the number 9 there of Colin Murphy to the outside, and Coons says it is time to go back to the green flag. He hits the loud pedal, and he'll be the first one to turn 1 by about 2 car lengths, almost 3 car lengths over Murphy.
Down the backstretch they go at the top 4 cars, single filing it out. Caden Tuss working to the inside. He'll make contact with the 41 of Ercolani. Now the 88 of Tufts into the 11th spot is RS Center working the outside of the racetrack. He'll get around the 45 of Trevor Catalano. So Center and Tufts starting to carve their way back up through the field right now as they work off turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Very fast space here is now Ryan Kuhn has already opened up a half a second gap over second place running Murphy. Collison runs in spot 3. Timmy Catalano and Jared Jackson. We saw him in trouble early on in this one. Roger, he's up into that 5th position.
Yeah, and just behind him, the battle for the 6th spot. Ken Zeems down to the inside of car number 90. He's got the number 60 of Zaccardo to the outside, and there is Brad Carpenter. We showed you and told you that he had some quick speed in our practice session here tonight at Nashville, and now he has car number 31 up inside the top 10 once again. He will be on the back bumper of car number 90 of Ken Zeems as they work down the back straightaway. It's the New Yorker right now of Ken Zeems holding position number 6. An unsponsored number 90. That's something we don't see here too often for Ken Zeems.
No, Zeems looking for some sponsorship help here to help him get through the rest of this season. One race to go, and he'll love to put your sponsorship on there as we got a good battle back here. Brad Carpenter to the outside, Center down low, bringing Tufts as well. So these two drivers, after making contact, they are working their way up through the field. Center all the way back into that 7th position. Tufts 8th, knocking the 31 of Carpenter back to 9th here. Rounding out your top 10 is the number 60 of Matt Zaccardo. The Zaccardo under fire by Christensen is off turn number 4.
Yeah, Matt Zaccardo still running the throwback paint, and they're going to be contact into the outside wall. Off turn number 4 goes car number 60 of Matt Zaccardo. The yellow lights are going to fly once again here on lap number 42. Zaccardo up into the outside wall, coming out of turn number 4, and then unfortunately Aiden Christensen involved in his hit with his Camry as he rolls away with heavy nose damage on that Toyota. We'll see if he can keep it out there. So with this being the 4th caution flag of the evening, we've seen some trouble spots. 2 wrecks out of turn number 2. We've seen 1 going into turn number 1 making some contact, and then this one here, contact with the outside wall out of turn number 4. And actually, we can even put Jeremy Little into turn 2 and 3 technically. So we've had some problems in 4 different spots here really tonight.
Are you telling me that the corners are issues?
Yeah, I don't know if these guys were straight lining before tonight or, over at the Sonoma Raceway or what.
This track is very tricky out there, a lot of big bumps, but these guys will get a handle of it. This hard racing right there, we saw the 60 of Zaccardo and the 1 of Christensen. Ryan Kuhn has come down pit road, Roger, and he has taken, I would assume, some fuel in that number 72. They do have an extra set of tires down on the pits here tonight for them. It's a little bit early to take that, I would believe, but this is why I am not a crew chief.
Yeah, that's why we keep you up here. Let's ride on board, though. You're riding on board here with Matt Zaccardo as he's going to work off the corner. Heard him come back to the throttle, and unfortunately there was the number 1 of Aiden Christensen getting involved. So those guys getting together, that's what's going to bring out that 4th caution flag of the night, and that will be your new race leader right there on the screen. For the first time here tonight, Colin Murphy is going to be that number 1 position on the pylon. You alluded to that Ryan Kuhn did come down pit road, so he will start car 72, the last car on the lead lap. Running currently on the timing and scoring, that would be the 11th place driver. Now, we have seen RS Center and Caden Tufts also go to pit road. Al, I do not believe, though, that they took tires. I could be mistaken, and also I'm being told Ryan Kuhn also fuel only in that 72.
Yeah, fuel only, I believe, for everybody that's come down pit road so far. Tough break for the 60 of Matt Zaccardo. Looks like they've taken that 60 behind pit road, so he will be out on lap number 45. So tough break for the 60 of Zaccardo. Little slow down on pit road getting that automobile fixed. Tough break for him early on in this one as well. There'll be I believe a double file restart, but let's talk about this top 5 that we have right now. We have the number 9 of Colin Murphy. He was running in that number 2 position. He now is your race leader. Outside of him, the newcomer, the 012 of Collison in car number 012. He's going to start to the outside. Last week, this man was very fast, Roger. That number 12 of Jared Jackson, he finds himself 3rd. And on the outside of that row number 2, the 56, that is Timmy Catalano. He's been getting quicker every week out here as he's got a nice looking number 56 they pace down the backstretch.
Hey, Al, I heard that Double J out there in car number 12 showed you how to race the other night.
He did. It definitely did. He's a little bit quicker than me in the practice in the official series there, but I got behind the wheel and it was a little bit scary. It was just like the green flag coming back out. That is not scary. We're back underway here with the Carmen Salon and Day Spa 150 at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Top 2 cars single it out. Here comes RS Center. He thought about making it 3 wide for a moment, and now he'll go to the outside of Jared Jackson into turn number 3.
Now they're single file all through your top 6 drivers. That was Timothy Catalino, who was to the outside there. He slid off the bottom side of the speedway for just a moment. RS Center now side by side with the number 12 of Jackson. Jackson, gonna get together. Caden Tufts hard into the inside wall.
Big trouble. 72 of Ryan Kuhn also involved as we had a parking lot on the backstretch just at the 1/3 mark of this Carmen Salon and Day Spa 150. The 110 of Center sits stopped. Now we'll get the car to fire and pull away. A lot to dissect there. Tough break there as everybody really racing hard on that restart.
Yeah, we'll really have to dissect this one. It started inside the top 6, and a lot of drivers now have gone around. And let's start it off. Let's go back here and dissect this. And watch car number 12 in the 110 here of RS Center. They were side by side into the corner, a little bump there through the center, and then it looks like RS Center possibly, maybe from that angle that we just had. Look at the Bob's Pet and Pond number 31. There's Ryan Kuhn, nowhere for him to go either. You see him. He was hard into the 31. Now he'll pull away with some heavy front nose damage to his Toyota Camry. There's the number 1 of Aiden Christensen. He was also involved. Watch it back again. Let's ride on board this time with the number 31 of Carpenter as he rolls into this one. See the contact and then a little more contact out of the corner, and all those cars, they just went, oof. Everybody was everywhere. There was no hole that was to be found out there.
No, and that's such a fast part of the racetrack. You really commit to the throttle at that point of the racetrack. You get the rear tires to grip up, and good job to everybody. It could have been much bigger than it was, but talk about the championship implications of that wreck. Ryan Kuhn involved, also Caden Tuff's involved with that one. He's got heavy front end damage to that number 88. Ryan Kuhn is back down on pit road with a Bernie's Liquor number 72. Heavy right front and left front damage on that automobile. So big championship implications going into next week's season finale at the Five Flags Speedway. And we're not even past the 1/3 mark here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
So, wow, talk about changes that could come here as those drivers all piled in as we watch it back from slow motion from our blimp coverage here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And that was a good show so far here tonight, and it's going to be a good show going forward, but we're going to have to look at really who's left in this one as we bring you back live here. Just taking a peek at the cars that were not involved in that. That's actually a smaller list than the cars that were involved in this. Colin Murphy, Justin Collinson, Timothy Catalino, Mario Ercolani was not involved, Trevor Catalino, and I believe Ken Zeems was the only other one. So 6 drivers were not involved in that. Everybody else got wrapped up, at least with a little dent, scratch on their super late model. So we'll see, because now I'm looking at it. Does look like Caden's going to be able to come back out with car 88. Jackson is back out in car number 12. RS Center is back out. Ryan Coons is back out. And Carpenter is back out there. Everybody that was involved is back out there. The question being how much damage, because there are no fast repairs. You're not rolling a backup car off here tonight at Nashville. That is not in the Big Ten Super Series rule packet, or it is that there is no backup cars allowed.
Right, exactly. So these guys got what they got. Got to wonder how much, and this track being as fast as it is now Murphy will jump on the gas pedal. He'll leave the field behind them as they work down off the front stretch in the turn number 1. Collison's going to move in that number 2 spot. Catalano's third. Here comes the number 45 of Trevor Catalano. So we got Timmy and Trevor running 3 and 4. Ryan Kuhn quickly moving underneath the 41 of Ercolani. His car doesn't seem to be hurt too bad at the current moment. Just got to wonder about the overheating issues. A lot of front end damage. These cars need that front end to be pretty pristine in order to get the air to the motor. Is now the 72 of Kuhn. Takes a look underneath the number 1 of Christensen. 2 turns 3 and 4.
He'll slide that number 72 out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. He comes. His car's a little bit cleaner than what Aiden's would be, so let's see if he can work out. And he's a little loose that time out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. There still go heads-up drag race down the backside and down in 3 and 4. Let's see who's going to have the better run. That outside lane sideways. They're going to bang doors coming off turn 4.
Everybody keeps it pointing in the right direction. Great racing there. Now the 1 of Christensen is going to challenge back to the outside of Ryan Kuhn, but Kuhn will able to get by him. That car looks like to be a handful for the 72 of Kuhn. I got to believe, Roger, that toe has been knocked out. You see him really fighting that automobile, also trying to keep it low on the exit to stay off of the 1 of Christensen. Now he will clear him. So we will see the car still looks a little bit twitchy. Gotta believe that is not quite handling like it was at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was a very hard hit as you see Aiden come right back to the back bumper of that number 72. That time out of turn number 4, but Ryan Kuhn will scoot away down the front straightaway. And that's right, I said scoot away down the front straightaway, seeing if he can run down one of those Catalino brothers that are sitting out there ahead of him. That damage I'm talking to, remember he was into the 31 of Carpenter. and then he also gets pinched up against the outside wall. That's where most of his damage came from. I don't think it was a lot, but I mean, we've seen stranger things with these race cars here in Nashville in prior races that we've called here, so you just never know. You never want to speak too soon about what the handling is for that driver. Right now, Ryan Kuhn has worked his way inside the top 5 as Colin Murphy has continued to lead tonight's race over the newcomer that's sitting there in second.
Yeah, and just looking at lap times right now, the top 6 cars all running in that 18.7 range. As now Christensen gets loose. RS Center's going to work to the outside. Christensen back to 9th, make it 10th as Ken Zeems will go around on the outside.
So everybody trying to get around the number 1 of Aiden Christensen, who had a little bit of a moment that time. He'll find himself now back into the 10th position. It's 1 spot back from where he started here tonight. The biggest mover in Shaker, he runs currently in second, but he is looking for more as he comes to the inside here out of turn number 2. Here comes the 0-1-2. Justin Collison trying to now take the race lead for the first time here tonight. Does he have anything for Colin Murphy?
Drag race down the front stretch in the turn number 1. Collison to the inside. Murphy working that upper groove. Collison puts the nose out front just for the time being. He'll get a great drive off turn number 2. In the turn number 3 they go. Murphy drives it in deep on the outside. Can he make it stick? So far he can. These drivers really leaning on each other off turn number 4.
Yeah, time by at the line. It'll be car number 9. Colin Murphy was your race leader. There's a battle for the lead. There's a battle for 3rd and 4th also. Trevor, Timmy, and Ryan all working back there side by side, but we stay right here for the battle for the race lead right now because this is the best battle towards their top spot here tonight. And this time by, better drive off the corner that time for Justin, but Murphy gonna lead again with that outside momentum. He's just able to keep it wound up a little bit more, but here comes Justin. That time has a great run down the back straightaway.
JC working to the inside of here through turns 3 and 4, maybe a slight contact there. There's a still run door to door. This racetrack providing great racing action here tonight with the Big Ten Super Series, as now Collison will take over that number 1 spot away from Murphy. Murphy back to the attack. He'll look to the inside. Can't do anything with him on the entry to turn number 3. A little bit deeper in the field, though, Ryan Kuhn has made his way back to 3rd spot, getting both around Timmy and Trevor Catalano. And we've talked about that 45 a little bit earlier on in this race, Roger, being a little bit loose. It looks like he's got the wheels back underneath him. Got him cooled down. He sits in that 4th position.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to come back down after you regain your marbles after a very long run. You know exactly what the car is going to do. Or maybe, Al, he knew something that we didn't know tonight here about the Nashville Fairgrounds, and that was about saving some of the tires underneath car number 45. And then the caution started to fly. The laps ticked off, and he saved those tires. And now here, closing in on the halfway point, he'll be able to utilize a little more tire, a little bit more throttle input here tonight in car number 45. Trevor right now running into the 4th position, but with Justin out front, he is your biggest mover, shaker, dancer of this race. Caden Tuss, for all the Caden fans out there, he is still out there, but he is down on horsepower, as he's right now, last time by, he was a 19.46 second lap. The handling is not there. He is sideways, all trying to hang it out, coming out of turn number 4. The toe is knocked out. The horsepower is down. Right now, Caden's just out there trying to turn as many laps as he can to keep himself inside this points championship battle.
Yeah, just be out there hoping maybe some drivers will have some difficulties in front of them, be able to pick up a couple more spots here tonight to try to put the Band-Aid over the wound to stop the bleeding. As Ryan Kuhn now still 2.2 seconds. He's got to that 3rd spot and is kind of stalled out as he works down the front stretch in the turn number 1 and 2. He can see the race leaders in front of him. Collins is starting to stretch it out over the number 9 of Murphy, over a half-second lead headed into turn 3.
Yeah, now that since Justin took the race lead, he has started to extend it just a little bit over Murphy, so we'll see if Murphy's trying to save a little tires. It's always like a big cat and mouse game when you come out here on Sunday evening, because the races, well, there may be only 150 laps at most, but what you got to remember is that's short track racing, and that is hard on the tires, especially if you're able to keep the nose clean, or not able to keep the nose clean, like we see the RS Center machine. The RS Center has rebounded to run 5th currently with that Ryan Kuhn's Motorsports. 110 entry, and that car has definitely seen better days out. Looks like one of these Northeast modifieds is one car ahead of him. That was Trevor Catalino there in the car number 45. He was scraping the outside wall.
He was there, definitely. And right now, the one thing that I'm wondering is, did these guys save enough fuel under the yellow flag? We know some of these guys came down, took fuel back on lap 35 to lap 40, and then they were involved in a couple of these incidents later on in this race. Will they have, those guys should be good to go the distance. How about your top two? They have not come down pit road at all yet. Will they have enough fuel to go the distance if this stays green from this point forward?
I'm trying to remember back to when we ran here on April the 11th here at the Nashville Fairgrounds, if we had to make a pit stop. I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to look back through my page of notes here that we have gathered on the Big Ten Super Series, and I don't believe that we actually saw anybody have to short pit during that race. We did run 150 laps that night, I believe, because we did have a caution flag around the halfway marker of that event was when everybody actually came to pit road. So the notes don't quite add up to 150 laps of green flag competition here. So we're just going to have to eyeball it here tonight and see if he can make it. Justin Collison right now out front setting the pace, and he has opened up a little bit of a gap last time by, matched identical times with Colin Murphy, but the fastest car on the speedway. He was running third, and he is coming in a big hurry.
Yeah, Ryan Coons with 70 laps to go, make it 69 at the line right now for the number 72 of Coon. He has cut the lead down to underneath the 2-second mark as that car is trying to figure it out. Last time by, 2/10 quicker than anybody out there on the racetrack for this Bernie Liquor number 72.
Hills come out of turn number 4. Let's check the times. This time by, last time by for the race leader, it was a 19.25. For second place for Colin Murphy, it was a 19.21. And for third place, it was a 19.14 second lap for Ryan Goon. So he is by far the fastest car on the speedway. Your next fastest car, actually, he runs back here. That's the RS Center machine as he is closing in on Trevor in that red 45. Coming down the front straightaway they come. They also have Jarrett Jackson right there, still hanging on inside the top 6. He has a chance to move himself into the top 5. Looking at these drivers, it does look like Jackson, Center, and Catalino both did actually, all three of them drivers did take tires here at one point this evening, as now here comes RS Center. He'll look to the inside of car 45.
Center to the inside. He'll make quick work of Catalano, but Catalano's is not quite yet. So we got a 3-car battle for the 5th position. Catalano works the outside of the racetrack, trying to get back by Center. But here comes Jackson. He'll swing it to the inside. So Jared Jackson's going to move now inside the top 5, displacing Catalano into the 6th position. Catalano working the outside of the racetrack. He'll settle back in and go back to work, trying to get by the electric number 12 of Jared Jackson as he looks to chase down the number 110 of RS Center. Those two drivers still doing a great pace. Their cars have seen better days, but still out there turning a very good pace as Catalano gets sideways on the backstretch. Trevor Catalano into the inside wall. We stay green so far.
That's unfortunate for the car 45 there. He was having himself a really good run. Now having, insult to injury. He'll come off turn 4, and the tires are just heated up here tonight. He just smacked the inside retaining wall also, but he should be able to fire off. We stay green flag racing. One driver behind him that's coming up on him. That's the 88 of Caden Tuss. We'll see if he's able to run him back down. But right now, JC out front here for a Sunday evening drive. Closing in on lap number 90. He has opened up almost a second gap back to Murphy, and he still has about a little over a second and a half, but he is coming. It's a little engine that could. Ryan Coons is starting to really close the pace on the top 2. RS Center is running 4th here with Jared Jackson back there in 5th. Ken Zeems is sick currently with Ercolani running in the 7th position. Timothy Catalino is back there running in 8th. Brad Carpenter and Aiden Christensen rounding out the top 10 drivers here on lap number 90 when they come by the stripe here. Watching the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 here tonight for the Big Ten Super Series presented by RS Button Boxes. And man, right now, Al, how hard are these top drivers dialing on their RS Button Boxes? Maybe some brake bias adjustments here late in the going.
Definitely some brake bias. The balance of these race cars are going to keep changing as the fuel load burns down. Now under 60 laps to go. Is JC out on the front of this one. Murphy runs in that second position. They're going to come up on their car, the last car to lead lap. That's the 88 to Tufts. As Tufts' car has definitely wounded here, not having the pace that we saw earlier on. So the tough break for the Rayco E Performance Pole Award winner here tonight, as he is going to go down one lap here in a few laps. As Collinson, but we got a battle shaping up for a second. Ryan Kuhn has dialed his RS button box and has dialed it incorrectly as he closes in for the second position.
Yeah, Murphy right now looking in his mirror going, what do I need here in the last, 55 laps or so to hold off Ryan Kuhn? And, it's a big track, and, with such short laps to go, I don't think you're going to hold off the strong number 72 of Ryan Kuhn. We've shown that he is the fastest car on the speedway. Question being, though, how long can Murphy hold off Ryan? How many laps can they chew off the board here? And maybe JC, if no caution comes out and he doesn't have to come to pit road, maybe he has the lucky horseshoe here tonight. The 88 of Caden Tusto will move to the outside. He will be one lap down now, but he pulled over for the race leader. He did the gentleman thing that we see a lot here in short track racing. The slower car goes straight to the outside.
Definitely did, as they still work around the racetrack. Now Kuhn took a peek to the inside.
Yellow lights are on the speedway. Al, car 45 having some issues. Trevor Catalano has gone around in the 45. We know he was having some handling issues, and everything we were just talking about, race fans, in one ear out the other, because that doesn't matter anymore. We're going to re-rack them. We will restack them, and we'll go back racing with under 50 laps to go. The 45 coming to pit road in a hurry. So Trevor now coming to the attention of his pit crew. Let's see. Let's go back here on the replay. Watch that red 45 on your screen. He was running in 11th position at the time of caution. Tight off turn 4, Al, into the outside wall and nosed it right past the start-finish line into the inside wall.
Yeah, very easy to do off turn number 4, and a tough break there for the Catalano Motorsports entry of the 45. As he got back rolling, but Bernie, the flag man, had nothing but to throw the yellow rag. And that's going to change the ball game as we come back to live pictures. Everybody coming down pit road. The conservatives, I believe you'll see a 4-tire stop, maybe some fuel added to these cars. Ryan Kuhn sliding into his box as he's already going around. Right sides are up. We'll see who gets off pit road first. It looks like Christensen, 2-tire stop for the 72 of Kuhn. Kuhn down and away. Everybody else is going to take 4. Going to be interesting to see 4 tires versus 2 here coming up.
Yeah, a lot of drivers right here taking 4 tires, so we will see, is it track position or is it going to be tires for all these drivers? One driver did stay out here as everybody funnels off of pit road. That will be the driver of that number 1 of Aiden Christensen. He is currently being shown as our race leader here tonight in the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150. It will be under 50 laps to go when we go back racing. We're waiting for all of our timing and scoring to really shake it back up here to tell us who will be scheduled to restart where's the clean cars, where's the cars that had a little bit of damage, everybody having some time to come down pit road. Caden Tuss is down pit road right now with car 88. He is back on the lead lap as he was our lucky dog recipient here under this caution flag tonight. Of course, this is our 6th caution flag of the evening. Take a look on the left-hand side of the screen as we hit lap 100, where your favorite driver is. Who do you think here tonight, race fans tuning in on YouTube or Facebook Live tonight? Who do you think is going to win the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 here tonight for the Big Ten Super Series? Will Aiden Christensen be able to roll the dice here on the old tires and stay out front? Will Ryan Kuhn come back from being involved in a wreck to win? How about the newcomer, Justin Collinson? Will he win, or RS Center still there? Colin Murphy, remember, still has a clean car, but he'll have to restart a little bit deeper into the field here tonight. He'll restart running around the 5th position. Who has the hot shoe? Who has the horseshoe shoved where here tonight? Al, any predictions going into the last 50 laps of this race?
I think this is going to be interesting to see. I'm very interested to see how 2 tires versus no tires versus 4 tires will all line up here, as Ryan Kuhn will start to the outside of that number 1 of Christensen. I think if I'm in the driver's seat, I want the 4 Mr. Fresh Feel Goods on my race car. But Ryan Kuhn, the veteran of the short track, ranks in the winningest driver this season of the Big Ten Super Series. Well, he might teach us a thing or two here with only taking right sides that time on pit road. Pace car down and away. We're about to find out. Under 50 laps to go. Strap in tight, boys and girls. We're ready to go racing. As they come off turn number 4, we're back underway.
Green flag back into the air here tonight in Nashville, and it'll be the heads-up side-by-side battle down in turn number 1 and 2. Contact behind the race leaders. One slow car down on the bottom side of the speedway. We stay green. One of them going to be turned to the inside wall. It's the 31, the Bob's Betting Pot, number 31 of Brad Carpenter. Turned around. The green flag stays out for the time being. One of them sideways off turn number 4. That is the RS Center. The 110 machine. He was completely sideways. Pointed to the inside wall. They got it gathered up. We stay green flag racing for the time being.
The other side there is now Jackson's going to go around. Yellow flag coming out. The 12 of Jared Jackson in trouble again in turns 3 and 4. As they always say, yellows breed yellows. Is now the 12 of Jackson pulls away and rolls down the front stretch. But we are slowed for the 7th time here tonight as Jared Jackson has gone around into the spin cycle in turn number 3.
So I think we had about 4 wrecks there in the first 2 laps back to green flag racing. A lot of drivers being able to hang onto their machines and keep it going. Unfortunately, Jackson was not able to. The one car that did make up some ground here under those couple of laps of green flag racing was Ryan Kuhn. He is now the race leader, but let's take a look back here and watch the first incident here. Let's watch Brad Carpenter as he went around. He was battling towards the back of the field. That looks like that's with car 41 of Ercolani. There you see the slower car. The 45 was down there. And actually, it looks like 31 of Carpenter lost it coming out of turn 2 and found the inside retaining wall. Then this is what actually brought out your caution flag here tonight. Watching car number 12 of Jackson as he comes down into the corner, or it looks like he got a little help down there in 3.
Yeah, it looked like the number 9 of Murphy took a bit to the inside and just got in the left rear ever so slightly, but with the speed you're carrying here at the Nashville Fairground Speedway, it doesn't take much to get these cars a little bit upset, and around went Jared Jackson. And as we say that, Murphy being sent to the sin bin here, so he'll get put to the rear of the field as for his involvement in that race. So a tough break for the number 9 of Murphy, but that allows Ryan Kuhn up on the front row, and that's going to put Justin Collison and the newcomer on the outside. He's got 4 fresh tires on that number 012, Roger. So now we get to see 2 versus 12. If I'm in the driver's seat, I like the 4 tires, but you could not bet against the winningest driver this season in the Big Ten Super Series presented by RS Button Boxes is Ryan Kuhn, as he's picked up 7 of 7 races that he has entered this season.
You never bet against the winningest driver, that is for sure. It's sort of like when Kyle Busch goes down to run the Xfinity Series or the Truck Series. You just don't bet against the drivers that have the most wins. It's just the odds just don't match up. But what I do like is the drivers that are going to start a little bit deeper in the field. It was going to be Colin Murphy I was just about to point to, and then I remember that he's got to go tail. But the great thing about Murphy still is he may have been involved in this wreck, but he still has 4 fresh tires on car number 9. He didn't go for a spin. He didn't go for a slide. He just got a little bit into the back of that car he was racing and sent him around, so now he'll just have to restart at the back of the field. He's still got, well, about a little over 40 laps left in this one to work his way back through the field. He'll restart 11th. Does look like the iRacing.com pace car lights do go off here tonight at the Nashville Fairground Speedway. Those Mustang lights have been on here 7 times tonight. That is not counting our 2 parade laps here. So I don't know if they're actually busted or going out. We'll find out when he makes the left-hand turn, and it does look like he's going down to the safety of pit road. That's a safe place to be. Al, I believe you drive about the same speed as that pace car.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a slow driver, but now the green flag back out. We're back underway. The 72 of Kuhn working down here in the turn number 1. He'll jump out to race lead. JC works their second. Side-by-side back here in the field, though. 1 car around. Jared Jackson has gone around once again.
Oh, and Caden Tuss flipping down the back straightaway. Car 88 is going to wind up on his lid halfway down the back straightaway.
big junk turtle situation on the backstretch. Caden Tufts, well, his highlight of tonight, Roger, was winning that Ryko E Performance Pole Award. After that, it has been tough sledding for the driver of that number 88.
Well, let's take the look back here. Let's see what happened to Jared Jackson on this start, and it's going to involve, we're going to guess, the 88 of Caden Tuff. How does it involve Caden, though? Oh, contact between the 31, spinning the 12, and then Caden Tuff. You see him from that camera angle, flip, barrel rolling down the back straightaway. Al, good thing you're not in that sim rig with the goggles on here tonight. That VR would have made you nauseous.
Yeah, you would have heard me, doing the up chuck there, but tough break for Tufts. Got on the outside there as Jackson and Carpenter made contact, and oh my God, that was violent for the number 88, Caden Tufts, as he is, down on pit road. I'm sure a little shaking up here. The safety crew going to take a look at over that driver, the 88. We'll see if they can get him back out here, but a tough break for Caden Tufts, as who currently is sitting in that 12th position.
So I did look over at the Canadian judge, though, to see on that flip, and it was a complete head shake and thumbs down from the Canadian judge, and he is stating it's because it didn't land on the wheels.
I'm surprised that they're not headed over to Tokyo. That starts Friday night.
Well, we'll have to see. And, the Olympic Games are coming, just starting at the end of the week, but we will be back on air next Sunday evening here with the Big Ten Super Series. Remember, we do have to run at least one more race to determine who is going to take the first season championship with the Big Ten Super Series. And Al, I don't think the news has broke, but I believe you and I got a little sneak peek into what's coming up next season. That information coming out here in the next couple of weeks. I know we're excited. Oh, sorry. Well, Five Flag Speedway is next week, where we head down to Pensacola, Florida, virtually. Once we leave Nashville here, the great state of Tennessee. We know Racing Jason was tuning in out there on YouTube here tonight, and he's out of the Tennessee area. He was pulling for anybody that had Vols Nation on the car.
Is he going to meet us out afterwards?
Yes, but I heard we're not allowed to go to Bristol.
No, definitely not allowed to go to Bristol. That's a long ways away. I want to go to downtown Nashville. Maybe we'll run into your buddy Mr. Paisley down there.
Yeah, I'm going to get to see him in concert here in a couple of weeks up here in Pennsylvania. I'm excited for that one. Great country music. Of course, Nashville being the headquarters for a lot of country music. And here's something I didn't know, Al. Nashville is not just the home for country music. It's the home for pretty much everything music entertainment.
Absolutely. Nashville. I haven't been able to get there myself. Would definitely love to get there. Maybe when the new MLS stadium is built behind the racetrack, we can we'll go there and watch the American, not the Euro football.
Well, I was trying to take a quick glimpse of it here on our iRacing sim, but unfortunately it's not back in the background. Maybe my sister's down there. I'll get her to send us some pictures, but it's time to fight the fire once again here. It'll be 115 laps completed here as Ryan Kuhn leads us back to the green flag. He has now stepped out already to a half second. I don't know if JC was sleeping on that restart or what, because Ryan Kuhn is gone.
Side by side a little bit back in the field, though, the number 12 or the 9 of Murphy, working underneath the 41 of Ercolani as he'll start to make his march up to the field as he works into turn number 1. As side by side, Ken Zeems doing battle with RS Center. Center got a little bit loose that time off turn number 2. That allows Zeems to pull underneath him. That's the bid for the 5th position. Center rolls back on the outside, can't quite get the power down, but Zeems inside the top 5 they enter turn number 1 and 2. Drag race down the backstretch tonight. You got to believe that 110 with that front end damage just down on the horsepower a little bit. Roger gets to the corner pretty good. It seems to lose a little bit of theirs. So number 1 of Christensen was loose. That time off turn number 4.
The 1 of Aiden Christensen was loose. The 9 of Colin Murphy was loose. The 31 of Carpenter was loose. That really shows you how hard these drivers are all pushing. Here comes the 90 of Ken Zeems. He'll work down to the inside here on the number 1 of Aiden Christensen. See if he can take over position number 4. Ken Zeems, one of those drivers out of New York that really loves to dabble in the short track reigns here on the iRacing.com service. And right now, Ken Zeems shows you that his short track skill is coming in here tonight as he is making it work down on the bottom side. He picked up the spot, opened up the hole. Here comes RS Center. Here comes Colin Murphy. Maybe the one now has heated up the right rear tire, and remember, he's got a flat nose like a push truck on that number 1. As a little sideways there, going to check up the number 9 of Murphy. Murphy backing out of the throttle there, allowing the number 1 of Christensen to really regain control of car number 1. He'll take the bid back to the inside as he was sideways off turn number 4. He'll get the door slammed at the end of the straightaway.
Yeah, remember also Christensen did not come down on that yellow flag. Everybody else did to take tires, so he's out there. No, Brad Carpenter hard in the inside wall down the backstretch. Brad Carpenter back in that 10th position, keeps it rolling. We stay green. But Brad Carpenter, hard contact, that time off turn number 2. He keeps it pointing in the right direction.
Murphy still rolling the inside of the speedway, really trying to find a way around Aiden Christensen. Right now has not been able to do it. This time he'll go to the outside, but here comes now lurking down to the inside here in turn number 4. Here comes Double J, Jared Jackson working the inside of the speedway with car number 12. He would like to take the bid to the inside here on the number 9. Remember, they've made contact here tonight, so both those drivers have to play nice the remainder of this one, as it'll be 25 to go next time by at the line.
Good battle, though. Jared Jackson works right with Murphy. Now he'll try to get around the number 1 of Christensen. Christensen holds on to that 6th position, works the bottom of the racetrack along with every there. Ercolani runs there in spot number 9 with that number 41 as well. So 4-car battle here as they work through turns 3 and 4. Now Jared Jackson's going to get a look to the inside. Can he fill the hole? He can't. Christensen up the racetrack. That opens the inside door for the 12 of Jared Jackson, but Christensen fights back on the outside.
Now let's see what they can do down here in turn number 3 and 4. That 12 machine has the preferred line right now. I don't know that there's enough momentum built up on the outside for the number 1 of Christensen. Remember, that nose is flat, and every time you go down the front straightaway, it is going to be pushing a little bit of air up on the nose of that number 1 machine. A little bit of an electrical issue there, Al, as you would say, for the number 12 of Jackson. Jackson up the speedway just a little bit down in 3. He will officially clear. He will take that spot away. Now move Double J into position number 6.
The working there is now Carpenter down on pit road. The tough break for the driver of the 31. Murphy to the inside of Christensen. Now he'll get by him off of turn number 4. So, Jared Jackson was all but straight, and now that allows Murphy to get into the 6th position.
There comes to the outside, car number 9, Colin Murphy. We know he's quick. We know Double J is quick, but they've just got to keep the car pointed straight. 21 laps to go. Ryan Kuhn has checked out to about a 1.5-second race lead right now, and look who's sitting there in position number 3 as we still continue to watch the battle back here. But Timothy Catalino is running in position number 3, and he's got a pretty good lead right now over Ken Zeems, so there's no pressure for that 3rd or 4th position.
No, Zeems runs 4th, centers 5th. Now Jared Jackson and the number 9 of Murphy are throwing haymakers at each other. That time they'll scoot away about a quarter of a car separation down the backstretch.
19 laps to go at the line that time, and nothing has changed last time by at the line. There you see car 41, Mario Ercolani. He is sitting back here with that car number 41. He's trying to lurk for the inside there on Aiden Christensen. Was not able to. He actually had to check up with his Mustang. So currently Ercolani is running in the 9th position. I believe that is the last car on the lead lap. 45 of Trevor Catalino would be the first car a lap down here tonight. 18 laps to go tonight, though, in the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 right here from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Here comes Mario now as, they're making a little contact, a little rubbing that time in 3.
A little rubbing to get by. Now Ercolani going to set his sights on the backside of the number 12 of Jared Jackson as they have disposed of the number 1 of Christensen, who runs in that 9th position. 16 to go for Ryan Kuhn, 1.7 seconds out in front of JC as they work into turns 1 and 2.
Ryan came into the night leading 91% of the race laps that he has competed in this season. He only missed 1 lap out front at Myrtle Beach in the season opener. He came back the next week, then at Lucas Oil. He led all 127 laps at the Lucas Oil Raceway. We went to the New Smyrna Speedway then. He led 139 out of the 150 scheduled. went to Richmond, had an incident point which put him to the back of the field. Then he came marching back through, leading 118 laps out of the 125 scheduled. Then we went to Martinsville. And you may say this is where, well, maybe a little bit of a downside came. No, this is because he elected to take the start at the back of the field. And they had a bounty put down on his head. He had to start at the back of the field where he still led 38 laps out of the 150 scheduled, and he won the race. Then we went to Rockingham. 65 laps led out front out of the 100. Then he went to Bristol, leading 82 laps out of the 150, missing last week, of course, at the North Wilkesboro Speedway as he was competing in real life up at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Now back here tonight, leading a bunch of laps. We'll see where the chips fall at the end of this one, as it'll be 11 to go when he crosses the line.
The battle for that third and final podium spot are going to heat up. As I say that, now Ken Zeems under fire by the RS Center in 110. Center took a bit to the inside. Zeems up to racetrack. Zeems, and they're both closing in on the 56 of Timmy Catalano as they enter turn number 1. There's going to be a bid for the good battle here for the third and final podium spot as Zeems now starts to pull away from center and set sights on the backside of that, the red and black number 56.
Does Ken Zeems have enough laps left, though? Because it was the double high five that time by at the line. 10 laps to go here tonight in Nashville. And Ken Zeems, the unsponsored number 90, coming in looking for sponsorship for next week as RS Center sideways. He's going to tank slap the wall there. That time out of turn number 2. So RS Center trying to hang on here with that Ryan Kuhn Motorsports number 110 machine. And that car has seen better days. I'm sure that one's going to wind up on the scrap pile here tonight. They'll take all the sheet metal off that one, strip it down, and they'll have brand new skin next week when we do head to the Five Flag Speedway for the final race of the season. Ryan Kuhn, though, still out front, and he has opened it up now to a 2.3 second race lead over JC.
Battle for that third spot going to get heated now. 3 cars underneath the blanket. Ken Zeems has caught the backside of Catalano with 7 laps to go as your race leader flashes by the start-finish line. Off of turn number 4, Zeems is there. Catalano a little bit sideways that time off turn number 4. When will Zeems make his move? But as they battle, RS Center able to close in on this one as well. He is not done. Looking to make it inside the top 3 as well as they work through turns 3 and 4. Center to the inside as Catalano gets out of the shape. Catalano to the inside, and that'll, contact! RS Center and the 56 to Catalano make contact. Zeems up the racetrack. He also check out of the gas. Everybody, there's 5 laps to go for your race leader.
Ken Zeems really backing off the throttle. That time he wanted nothing to do as the flagman waves at these guys. 5 fingers in the air, 5 more times around the speedway here. Boy, will the battle, though, for this final transfer spot, or podium spot, I should say, really, is really heating up. Don't blink because you might miss who is going to pick up this third position. 3 cars under the blanket, and don't count out Colin Murphy yet, because if these guys get sideways again, Murphy may be right there in a pounce, as he right now is sitting back into the 6th position 4 more times around the speedway.
Catalano trying to be perfect as they work down the back stretch here in the turn number 3. RS Center starting to apply the pressure to Ken Zeems. Zeems takes a bit to the inside. Catalano gets loose off of turn number 4. 3 to go, this time off turn number 4 for Ryan Kuhn. He'll get the rabbit ears. 2 laps to go.
As he sees that, these guys still see...
trouble down the back stretch.
The 90's going to get turned. Ken Zeems is around, and that will bring out the yellow flag, and Ryan Kuhn thought he had this one in the bag, but we will bring out the 9th yellow of the night, and we will go into overtime here.
Dun, dun, dun.
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought I heard something in my headset.
You did. I don't know. I was doing the dun, dun, dun thing, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it to.
Don't quit your day job, sir.
I won't.
Let's take a look back at the yellow flag here. There you see it. Looks like Zeems a little sideways off the corner. RS Center then took the bid to the inside, unfortunately. That will bring out the yellow. There you see it. Just a little bit of a bumper hook down the back straight away. The 90 into the inside wall. Just kisses it with the rear end and then just kept on going. The problem is it's going to throw the caution flag here tonight. Let's take a look back here from your blimp camera. I believe this is the truck showing us where RS Center was into the back of that 56, and everybody really had to check up. That was about 2 laps prior to bringing out our caution flag here. That was on lap number 145. Our caution flag coming out on lap 148. Let's take another look back here, and that's what the caution's for. The 90 going to the inside wall.
Tough break for Ken Zeems, who is having a great race here tonight. It's just hard racing right there. Bringing out our yellow flag here as we will head into overtime. Roger, and a little fun fact, this is the second race this season. Only the number 2 race that'll head into overtime. These drivers doing a great job all season long. Well, they thought that the racing has been so great here tonight, we just deserved a little bit extra.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of extra racing for everybody that is tuning in here tonight. We do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to watch the Big Ten Super Series here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether you're watching live over on our Facebook live feed here tonight or over on YouTube, we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight. Don't forget to come back just next Sunday night when we head to the Five Flags Speedway. But first, we gotta run this one down here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Caution lights will continue to stay on here as they're allowing everybody to possibly get back out onto the raceway. A couple drivers coming down pit road, as it looks like it is the 45 of Trevor Catalino. He's down on pit road. The 88 of Caden Tuss is also down on pit road. He has been there for a little bit. I believe the motor has gone away on car 88 here tonight. Jeremy Little, remember him? Well, he was involved in lap number 1, turn number 2 and 3 incident. The 55, the Karma Salon and Day Spa. 55 of Jeremy Little, not able to come back out onto the speedway here tonight. He has multiple laps down. He made it, now according to our timing and scoring, he made it out of a complete lap, 0.07 of that lap.
Definitely did, and a tough break for Jeremy Little, and this track will do that for you as well. We've broken the Mustang once again. The lights are out. Roger, are you strapped in? Do you have the 5-point harness strapped in tight? Because this one is going to get wild, I am feeling. Here, green, white, checkered, attempt number 1 coming at you. Ryan Kuhn, JC on the front row. Timmy Catalano and Colin Murphy making up row number 2. Off a turn 4, green flag is up. Kuhn steps on the accelerator. We are underway.
2 laps to go. The popsicle stick's going to go in the air that time here in overtime. And Ryan Kuhn in the 72 has scooted away. Let's see if anybody has anything left in the tank for him. JC, a look down the back straightaway. He is second. Timothy Catalano is back there in position number 3. Look who's running 4th now. It's going to be Colin Murphy back there in that 4th position. It's the final time around as the music starts to cue here at Nashville.
Down the backstretch for the final time. JC gets a little bit sideways, but Ryan Kuhn, picture perfect through turns 3 and 4. He will go 8 for 8 here tonight as Kuhn will pick up the win. JC will come home second. Timmy Catalano with a career best 3rd place finish will cross the line in 3rd. 4th spot will go to the number 9 of Murphy. Jared Jackson rebounds for 5th. And Christensen will come home in that 6th position. Kalani centers Zeems and Catalano rounding out your top 10 as Ryan Kuhn will burn it down here on the front stretch at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
So as he goes into celebration mode here tonight, it was a wild one here in Nashville. These boys were playing a tune here tonight with their right foot for everybody tuning in here. There you see Ryan Kuhn. He's going to see if he can line lock it down the straightaway. I guess he just saw Chase Elliott win here at Nashville and said, I can do that too.
Definitely did. The SRX series vacating after last night's season finale there. And Ryan Kuhn is burning it down with his Bernie's Liquid Alan Kowicki driving developmental number 72 here on the front stretch. He'll pull the 72 into victory lane. We will catch up with him momentarily in our RS Button Boxes post-race show coming at you for the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
So we'll be right back here with your post-race show with Ryan Kuhn and a couple more of your podium finishers here tonight at Nashville. Hang in there, race fans. We'll be right back here to Nashville.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway here tonight for the Big Ten Super Series. It is the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 that has been officially completed. We have caught up with your race winner here tonight. He drives car number 72. Ryan back behind the seat of car 72 here for the Big Ten Super Series. And you park it in victory lane for your 8th time and 8th try. And, well, it wasn't an easy one here tonight.
No, it was tough at first. I pitted early. I made a mistake, pitted early. I really shouldn't have did that, and got caught in a big mess, and a lot of guys wrecked. We got damage, but I pitted because I thought we would go green to the end, and we didn't. But all in all, it ended out good. We had a little bit of damage, but we recovered great, and pitted on that last yellow and came out with the lead. I really think we sealed the deal on that one.
Yeah, coming into the night, you were not the points championship leader because of the way the drop weeks all work out here with the Big Ten Super Series, and you missing in action. That one really hurt as it, took your chance away from sweeping the entire series this season. Caden Tuss came in with that 8 points championship lead. Did you know where the points were during the race here when you got involved in that wreck?
Yeah. Even if I got involved in that wreck, I still felt pretty confident because I know I made this one. And correct me if I'm wrong. I believe if I just start the race next week, I seal the deal in the championship. But all in all, it worked out great. So it sucks that Caden got tore up early on, but thankful to be back in victory lane.
Yeah, away last week. We got to catch up with you just a little bit ago. Tell us about your adventure while you were on the off week here.
We went to the Oxford Plains Speedway in real life, and we finished 11th there in the Pro All-Star Series. And it didn't end out the way we wanted to. We probably had a top 5 car and just got tore up. But then we went to Thunder Road a couple days ago on Thursday for the Governor's Cup. Got to race with Ryan Preece and actually the governor of Vermont, and Dave Moody was there. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool show. That place brings in a huge crowd, and it honestly feels like racing Bristol, going to Thunder Road. It's a cool track. If anyone's from Vermont, go there. It's the most badass track you'll ever go to, and I was thankful to be a part of it. But we didn't run good there. We had really good car in practice, really good speed, and I got in the wall in the race, and it just really ruined our night. But I think if we kept the car in one piece, I thought we were a top 3 car and could have beat Priest.
So I think what I just heard you tell everybody that's tuning in here tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network, I believe you just invited us up for a weekend at the races.
Yeah, Thunder Road is an awesome track in Vermont, and there's a huge event come at the end of the year, and I think it's the first week in October called the Milk Bowl. Even if you're tuning in for it on Flow Racing or there in person, it's one cool event with 350 lap segments, and hopefully we can win that one and grab the 10K.
Well, tonight there isn't $10,000 on the line, that's for sure, but tonight you're in victory lane, and who do you got to thank for another rocket ship performance here at Nashville?
I got to thank Berners Liquors. He's been with me for a while, been with us, even the real life team, Arcam Setup Shop, Everett's Auto Parts, Modern Auto Body, Coastal Heritage Bank, Bill's Tire Barn, Quickie Driver Development Program, and all my teammates, everyone that's backed me and supported me, including the customers from Arcam Setup Shop. It's if any of my customers are watching, thank you guys, and this is really what's keeping me rolling on the sim racing world.
And there you hear it tonight from Ryan Kuhn. He will now pick up his 8th career win with the Big Ten Super Series, as he has competed in 8 events and 8 victories along the way. He will now have to go next week and see if he could pick up the final race of the season. All he has to do next week is start the race and lead a handful of laps, and he will clinch the Big Ten Super Series championship. But Al, I believe you're standing by with the gentleman who is sitting in second tonight on the podium.
The second spot, and just his first start is car number 012. This is Justin Collison. And Justin, talk us through this race here. You had an up and down night, but once you got to the front, you kind of stayed there.
Yeah, we were definitely off in practice. It was kind of a last minute decision to run this series tonight. Definitely going to be back, but yeah, we were definitely off in practice. Once I got rolling and figured out kind of the setup and everything, we were just trying to stay out of trouble and save my tires. I don't think I had anything for Ryan though.
Yeah, talk about how tricky this track is. We saw a lot of drivers having issues on the exits of turns 2 and 4. Just talk about what are some of the difficulties about this racetrack that make this track a driver favorite, but also makes drivers cringe a little bit when they have to come in here and race with these high-powered super late models.
Biggest thing is just saving the rear tires and not overdriving the entries, just so you can get a run off the back straightaway.
Well, it's not too bad here tonight. You come in with your first race of the season with us here. Next week, we're headed to the Five Flags Speedway, and you come out of here with a solid second place here tonight. It's got to make you feel good for everybody involved with this 012.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And I'm definitely looking forward to next week. Just kind of got my feet a little bit wet with this series. Sucks that I joined it with only basically 2 races to go, but next season's a new start, and I'll definitely, if they allow me back, I'll definitely be back.
Taking a look at Five Flags there, the track very, very fast, and I saw multiple grooves here a couple weeks ago on the Turn 3 Racing Network in a different series that ran there. Do you expect the same out of that racetrack next week? You think we'll see multiple grooves and a lot of great racing like we have week in and week out with the Big Ten Super Series?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely going to have, especially as the race goes on, the higher groove, you're going to be able to actually make some passes with the guys in the front, burn their tires up. I kind of got a little bit of a sore thorn in my side with that track. Last time I ran that, it was $400 on the line, and I ran out of gas with 2 to go. So this time, next week, I'm going to make sure I got gas in the tank and try to seal the deal and knock Ryan off this win streak he's got.
Well, before we let you go there, who makes it all possible for this race team here? And we'll see as we leave Nashville and head south for one final trip around the Five Flags Speedway.
I just got to thank my real life sponsors, London Recreational Racing, Expert Transmission, Grey Bar Canada, all the guys, Quick Fire Starters, my lovely girlfriend Danielle for the first 2 cautions. I was trying to eat a ham and scallop dinner, and then luckily there was enough cautions for me to finish dinner and drive to the front.
Well, congratulations on your second spot there, Roger. Well, that's a talented man. Ran up front, eating dinner, and coming home at his first start with the series inside the top 3.
Yeah, it's hard enough to run here with the Big Ten Super Series with all the talented drivers behind the wheels, and then to eat ham and scallops. I mean, Al, I know you would have been able to scarf that down before the green flag even went, just on the pace laps, but it's good to see Justin out here tonight dealing and battling with these drivers. Finishing third here tonight, Timothy Catalano. He is not available here for comments as he has taken car 56 to the garage. And of course, Colin Murphy. Let's take a quick look at those results. Colin Murphy coming home in 4th, and Jared Jackson there in 5th, Aiden Christensen in 6th, Mario Ercolani there in 7th. RS Center was 8th. Ken Zeems fell all the way back to the 9th position after he went for a little bit of a spin there at the end. Trevor Catalino coming home in 10th, Carpenter back in 11th, Tough. Caden Zuss back there in 12th. That was a tough one to have here tonight. Looks like Matt Zaccardo finishing 13th, Jeremy Little back in 14th, Tristan Newman and Josh Cole not taking the green flag here tonight in the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150. Man, that's going to be about do things here tonight at Nashville as we will head down south to the Five Flags Speedway next week with the Big Ten Super Series, and we will crown a champion next Sunday evening here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So for everybody with the Big Ten Super Series, it's the Karma Salon and Day Spa 150 for RS Button Boxes. For everybody here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Roger Smith. That was Al Smith, and we hope you enjoyed the show here tonight at Nashville. We'll catch you just next week down in Florida.